Hey guys, welcome back. So you're probably wondering, I actually deleted this part because, as you can clearly see, it's kind of crapping out, and I won't be asked to record this. So, it's still salvageable. It's just that the music is silent, obviously, so I'm going to be editing in different kind of remix tracks from this game, just to kind of fill in the voids of the music. And I'm going to be kind of talking over it because, as you can see, it's the resolution and stuff is just kind of crapping out. And I really did it was a mess just to get through this game, guys. Yeah. So you might see it's going to be pausing a lot and stuff through that because it's just trying to survive. But the levels are still very much there. It's just that now you gotta take into consideration that it's just crapping out. So I'm gonna try to keep at least some of the commentary of my own through this, because I do get through the rest of the game, but the rest of the parts don't have as much. It's mostly just this part. The rest of the parts really don't have as many issues. Some of them are just kind of missing the commentary and the music. But so yeah, this is part 2. Quite obviously, and we are now going to the the third world in the game, which is I forget. It's a jungle area. I know that it's something along the lines that has to do with water. So let's just get through this together. Just bear with me. Just bear with me, guys. So while I'm doing it in the background, because this is obviously post commentary now. It wasn't the first part wasn't first, and I believe the last part won't be post commentary, but this. And I'd like to also say that I'm one of the parts I accidentally deleted. It's part 5. It will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then the finale. But 5 is missing. But all it is one level. Me dying a lot, so I don't really care. I mean, but that part 5 was bad. It was bad. So I just axed that one part. And all it is one level, one cave level. So I think we can easily skip that. We'll be fine here. But what you're going to want to do through this jungle anyway is to head through. You're going to be going up a lot, and of course looking out for the guillotines and whatever the crap else gets in your way. Which again, for this game, in case you can tell by part 1, I had the rewind feature because there's no way. This game has very limited live system, and there's no way I'm going to let's play like that. Especially since I didn't really practice that much. So, yeah, you're going to be staying up a lot, but you also need to take into consideration your platforming skills got to be really precise. This is obviously a Game Boy Color game, so graphical fidelity and everything. I mean, it's all very tight. It's very, very tight. So you have to watch out for that. Also, some of the enemy placement. I probably didn't explain in the first part because the first part I was kind of tired as well. I mean, gosh darn, I know I shouldn't be doing Let's Plays when I'm tired, but. Why not? I just wanted to. Hey, there's a motorcycle going by. And there goes the truck. Yeah, by the way, I'm doing this outside because inside was a bit too loud. But then again, it may not seem like a good idea to do it outside anyway. But just going through this, I mean, this level, it's not that bad. I mean, you just gotta memorize certain actions or certain things the level design does. This level, each level throws you something new. You're doing something new throughout this entire game. Each level wants to give you a new platforming challenge. And I respect that, but on a Game Boy, I'd rather just kind of stick to something simple. Now, obviously, Rayman as a series, it is grown exponentially, and its gimmicks are what sells the series. I mean, each game has something new. I'm glad. I'm glad about that. I'm very happy about that. But at the same time, if you were to play this on the Game Boy, I'm obviously using an emulator. But if you were to play this on a Game Boy, some of these little platforming challenges may not be to your liking. Which is why, which I believe is probably has to do with not only graphicalness, but on a small screen and all that, it's kind of hard to maneuver around. comfortably. Which is actually, I believe, why they made so many remakes of this game, which I'll get to in the extra video of this game. Because they have made quite a few remakes of this game. And I would be doing, like, probably I would be doing the 3DS remake, but I want it to be, well, obviously, for one thing, I can't really record off a 3DS, and 3DS emulators, like, barely work, period. But, and there's also the Game Boy Advance version, which I could have also done, but I wanted to do the original. For this series, I'm going to try to be doing, like, the original games. Barring Rayman 2, which is both on the Game Boy and the N64, but for that I'll be using the N64 version and just showing off what the Game Boy has as an extra video, because I think the N64 is the true sequel and the Game Boy one is just a version that's trying to keep with the norm. It's like, oh, so the series is in the Game Boy. We don't want to leave players of the first game had on a Game Boy at the time out, so we're going to put it on the Game Boy and put it on the next gen system. But I think the next gen system version is in fact the definitive version of the games, because that's really the step forward for the series. So we're going to do that. As you can see, I'm just abusing the crap out of this rewind feature here. And keep in mind, guys, for a lot of games I don't practice or just want to do on a dime, I will be using this. Obviously, I use it for Mario Brothers 2, but that's only because I didn't have much practice and I wanted to just kind of get that done. And quite frankly, with that game, I don't think I could stand a practice run. I mean, the game's not terrible, but I can't. That's not a game I can replay over and over again and get through comfortably. But for games like, Super Mario World or Mario 3, I'm not going to need a rewind feature. Or, Sonic the Hedgehog, nah, I'm not going to need a rewind. I don't even use a rewind feature for the Sonic the Hedgehog games. Because we're all live, guys, all live. Sonic, I just grew up with more, but games like this, which are on Game Boy, and because of control limitations and stuff, what I'm used to so much better, those are the kind of games I'll use the rewind feature for. Just to let you guys know. Just let you guys know ahead of time. Those are what I'll be using it for. So this is see, like I said about gameplay changes. Now we're being somehow, it's not really explained, but we are being chased by water up into the sky. As you can see, the sky we're heading up. So unless I guess God is flooding the Earth again? Maybe? I don't know. I really don't know what's implied here, but whatever. Just gotta try to make it through here. The rewind feature thing is so helpful. I programmed it myself so I could have this on the on my emulator. So just to help me have a better time with this game. Like, I also used it, I believe I also used it in Super Mario Brothers 1. Did I really need to use it in that game? Absolutely not. I can get through that game just fine, just comfortably. But the thing is, when I was doing the Let's Play, I think somebody else wanted to use the TV or something I was doing on, so I was pressed for time. So that's why I did that. And that was a pretty sick. I actually liked the way the Let's Play came out. So I'm not axing that. That's what I'm saying. Alright, now into the cave level, okay. We're getting pretty close to the, no, we still have quite a bit to go here. But yeah, one of these levels is a level in a part that I think I just kind of start cutting out. But we're heading up, like, telling you the game doesn't really tell you, is that we're heading up a mountain in order to find the bad guy. Hence why we're heading up a lot in this game, is because we're climbing. We're climbing to find the evil Mr. Dark. So this is where the game, in terms of, like, colorfulness and stuff, I think starts to get a bit stale, because all you really see now is purple and brown in the backgrounds, and that I find to be a problem, because when platforming, because things look so similar, you don't know exactly where to go. That bothers me. I mean, the game was doing so well in the beginning. We started out in like a jungle area, then we went into a fun sky area. But I mean, and the game, it kind of gets darker and darker the more we move along. So it kind of loses something. Like, and obviously the Rayman games after this, they do much better with environments. But this, I get why it's getting darker and darker, and you know, like each like background is start getting, you know, more and more mountainous. But at the same time, for an art style, I don't really like that much. I mean, this is a fantasy world. It doesn't have to look realistic like a mountain. You can do anything with it, with this kind of world, a mountain. Make it look colorful. Make it, I don't know, make it a blue mountain. Make it something interesting to look at. Like the game that I just recently finished, which I'll be finishing uploaded for my channel sooner or later. The channel was Uncharted. Uncharted, like being a 3D game and all, yes, it obviously has more colors, but but a lot of the areas that it did in the game could have easily looked really boring and bland, but they went out of their way to make it look super interesting. I think more games should do things like that. Even back then they could do that. It was a Game Boy, it was like a Game Boy Color. Color! Add some color to your stuff, guys. Ugh. And at this point, I don't know. I think I did. I don't know, but I want to still. Never mind. Just trying to climb up in there. Can move that out of the way. Yeah. See, like these kind of platform challenges. Like I like those kind of platforming challenges. It's just I like them in a more interesting level, and more interesting place to actually do this, and not very interesting to me, in my opinion. So I don't really know what happened here. I really do. Like, see, like that right there. I mean, they pop in on like just randomly, but if you're not looking correctly, how will you know that that's in the foreground? I mean, that all being said, from what I just said, then sorry for the little like. I'm also listening to something when I do this because the video I'm listening to right now is currently quiet. That being said, I really, as a whole, I do like this game's backgrounds and looks. It does give me a very Celtic, like Rayman feeling, which you'll get in like later games like Legends or Origins. Because Origins, I mean, Origins shows off like what this game was trying to do. I mean, Origins is not a remake, but it shows off like that this game, like from the beginning, everything they were trying to do was in order to impress. They wanted to impress the players with what they were doing. Ubisoft wanted this new franchise to be colorful, be fun, be different. Not Mario, not Sonic, just their own thing. You know, not Crash Bandicoot. Just their own thing. Yeah, I have no choice. I just gotta kind of make it up there. But I have no idea what these are. Like the rocks with eyeballs? Like, whatever. Whatevs. I'll see you guys next part.